Hello, St. Martin, and welcome to the Integrity Chamber's new video series, Civic Participation and the Democratic System. In this video, we will be discussing the tools of engagement that are available to the citizens of St. Martin when it comes to civic participation. With me today is someone who has protested and who has participated in petitions, the socially conscious, the socially active, Miss Nina Bijnsdorp. Ms. Bijnsdorp, welcome.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
So tell us now, what is protesting and what is the process then of protesting?
Okay. So protesting is when I would say it's a little bit more of a last resort, when the objections, when the loopverzoeken, when the petitions don't work out for you in your favor, or where you don't agree with the responses that you're receiving, or maybe you don't get any responses and you think, okay, well, now it's time to protest. So a protest is a democratic right for everyone. Everyone is able to protest whenever they like. You do have to go about it legally, of course. You do have to notify the government, and also I would also recommend notifying the police department that there's going to be a protest. What you have to do is you have to write a letter. This includes the basic background information to what you're protesting against, the routes that you're going to take, the safety plan, so really include a plan that's going to include the safety plan. So what's the route? Who's going to be there? Are there going to be possibly police escorts there? Are there possibly going to be Red Cross people there for first aid? Maybe a nurse, depending on your situation. You just want to make sure that the safety and security is really like the most important part of your protest, because you want to have a peaceful protest. Right. You don't want anything to go wrong, right? So you have to hand in that letter, same as everything. Just like I said, 2 copies with your address, your contact information. You hand in the 2 copies, you have the one stamped. And I would recommend also then emailing that stamped letter to the Minister of Justice and also to the police department, so that they're again notified that this has been submitted and that it will start happening. Because it's possible that because, the government system, they're low capacity and there's a lot going on, so maybe the letter doesn't get in time to the right people, and you don't want to have a protest that people aren't aware of. So I would say sit together also with maybe the police department, discuss the route, discuss, the safety procedures. Maybe in discussion with them, they'll tell you that they would like you to take a different route because maybe you're going to be holding up traffic, maybe you're going to be making unrest somewhere, so they would maybe guide you in where to go. Right. But this is then a conversation you can have with them, and then also make sure that it is, as I said, peaceful, safe, and secure for everyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then how can a protest affect a decision that was made by government?
So a protest or petition or objection, they can affect decision makers by putting pressure onto them, right? So as I would say, this is also our country. We pay our taxes to make sure that government, does the work for us to make sure that this country is a country we'll want to live in. So if the people of the country are not happy with the decision or are not maybe even engaged in a decision-making process, it is important to show if there is a disagreement with that. So if a community comes together and petitions or protests or objects, it puts pressure on those decision makers to maybe either change the decision or possibly maybe even influence policies or influence legislation, for example. So it really puts that pressure on government officials to say, hey, we're a community. We're not agreeing with this and we want to see a change, And I do think that the more public and civil participation that we have in these kinds of instances, the more pressure we put on those decision makers to do the thing that we would like them to do. Yeah.
Nice. Ms. Bijnsdorp, why is it important to you to be socially active and socially conscious?
I think that civic participation is important because it really shows decision makers that we might not agree with certain steps that were taken or certain decisions that were made. And I think it also can help us shift towards the country that we want to see it become, right? So it is our country, it's my country, it's where I'm from. Personally, I'm really proud of being a St. Martiner, and I think many of us are. And I think I want to continue being that proud and have that legacy go on to future generations as well. So I think that civil participation, it brings out, I think, also hope in a country and hope in people to see see that we could maybe make a change if we work together. So yeah, I think it's important to continue to work towards that, and yeah, continue to object, continue to petition, and continue to request that information from your decision makers, and really like see if we can make a change together. Yeah.
This is awesome. This is so wonderful to hear. Before we end this segment, is there anything that you would like to add or tell the people of St. Martin?
Yeah, I think I already said it. Instead of saying that you're disagreeing with something, do something about it. Really go for those objections. Check the local newspapers. I know it's work and it takes time and it is frustrating sometimes because you think, oh, I'm going to make an objection and nothing's going to happen. But if enough people put in their objections, if enough people sign petitions, if enough people go out and protest, I think we can actually, really put that pressure on decision makers to show that we care and that we want to see a change sometimes. So that's my last little,
I think it's also important to support those who you see.
100%.
Yes,
Yeah, no, I think that's very important. So that's such a great addition to that because, supporting those people, if you agree with their cause, support them. Go out and help them with their protests. Go out and sign their petitions. Go out and file an objection because if I'm the only one that's filing an objection, for example, then maybe it won't be heard. But if there's 30 or 40 or 50 or 100 people filing the same objection in different letters, then it will be taken a little bit more seriously, I think. Yeah.
Yes. Wonderful. Ms. Bijnsdorp, we thank you for your time and we thank you for your valuable contributions, not only to this topic, but to the country of St. Martin as well.
Thank you.
And to you, our viewers, we thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the following video in our series, Civic Participation in the Democratic System.